I'm Cora Dunning. In 1988, I was the president of the Irish American Home Society. I came from Ireland May 5th, 1958. I joined the Irish American Home Society the first week I came. Actually, I arrived here on a Sunday. On the Monday, I went and got a Social Security number, and I got a job the same day. I started working the following week at Sage Allen's as an assistant buyer in Hartford. I was sponsored by May and Jimmy Duffy, who was my first cousin. May's father and my father were brothers, and weekly we went to her house. May was an Irish step dancer, and she was an adjudicator. She had all of the qualifications to teach dancing. So she had opened a school, and I came down to the club the first week I was here and joined the club because May was teaching dancing at the Irish American Home Society. And that's how it all started. I brought my brother here to America in 1960, and he was a former president also. My dad died, and I brought my mom here and built a house, and she lived in it, and we all lived together. My first memory of the club was the people were very friendly. They could not have been any nicer than they were. When I was working my first job at Sage Allen's, one of the members from the club came in and she introduced herself to me because when I spoke, she knew I was from Ireland. And she worked at one of the local banks in Hartford. And she introduced herself and said, when you get your paycheck, you come over and see me because I'm going to open a bank account for you. And I did. And I had that bank account for a long time. And I used to send my mother $10 every week. I did get involved in volunteering in several aspects of the club. John Droney was the president at the time, and I was his vice president to start off with. Then when I became the president, I had known the people, because I was involved with, on a Saturday we used to do town nights, and the people in different towns around would volunteer their time and provide the music. And we would do this on a Saturday night, and our membership would come down. So I was involved with the people, and I would make sure that they had coffee or tea, and at that time, we would do that before they got on the road to go home. So I knew most of the members quite well because I was active in the club. I wanted to become president because I had ideas that I thought were valuable to the club. And I had gone to dress designing school in Ireland, and I was always into style. So what I did was I started to have a Miss Ireland contest, and the girls would get a nice dress, and we put on a parade at the festival, and it was an event that was very, very treasurable, and everyone enjoyed it, and it gave a lot of young girls, the daughters of members, and some of the members an opportunity to go out, and there were a couple of people who at the time weren't in a position to go out and buy a dress. And I myself, being able to sew the way I could, I volunteered to remake dresses that I had and give them to them. So, it brought a camaraderie to the people that I got to know them very well. When you asked me why I wanted to be involved and why I wanted to run for the presidency, was when I spoke about it, one of the members said, "We don't want a woman down here. No woman will ever be president of this club." And I said, "Well, guess what? I'm going to put you to the test. If I win, I win. If I don't, good luck to whoever wins." And I went ahead and ran. And several times, that same individual came and said, "Cora, don't do that. You'll be sorry." And I said, "I'm going to do it." And that's it. And I went ahead and did it. And I won by a lot. And instead of going up and taking the podium when the votes were counted, I walked over to the party who said to me, "We don't want a woman here for president." And I put my hand out and said, "Congratulations, the best woman won." So that was the story. There were things I wanted to accomplish, and that was I wasn't a bad cook. Let's put it that way. Not a bad cook, but I was a baker. I could bake. My mother was a very good baker. And in the meantime, I had gotten a job at First National Bakery in East Hartford, and I worked there for 18 years. And you name it, I could make it. So what I would do is I gave classes down here on making scones. And a lot of people, men even signed up to come to the classes. And then when the scones would come out of the oven, I'd have the kettle on and make a big pot of tea. And we'd all sit down and have the tea. So consequently, I got to know the people, on a different level. I wasn't here to be bossing them around and any of that. I was friends with them, and I got along with people. After I was president, I was on the board for several years, and I did a lot of things down here. I did the dinners and all the different things that were taking place. I volunteered to do them. Yeah, and consequently, I continued doing it for the rest of my life. My children, I have a son and a daughter, Michael and Karina, and my daughter took Irish dancing lessons, and my son played Gaelic football, and my husband was a hurler and a golfer in the club. So our whole social life has been tied up with the club for the years that I've been here. I have no regrets. I've enjoyed every moment of it, and I am what I am. It's in me, and nobody can take it away from me. I ended up buying a house in Ireland, and I go back and forth there now. And my children, have been back and forth, and they speak the Gaelic language. They can speak Irish, and I've enjoyed that. I've had a very nice life here in America. I've enjoyed being at the club. I am Irish. We have great members, really good people. And we're all here to help each other. That's what life is about.